Good Saturday morning, everyone. Starting off with a live look out over the Eisenhower Johnson Tunnel. We so appreciate you waking up with us on this Saturday morning as all these other parts of the country are dealing with this really massive heat wave. We're right there in the middle, dealing with pretty reasonable temperatures and even a little cool down tomorrow.
It was a beautiful 4th of July week.
Yeah.
Just beautiful to get outside and watch all your neighbor
fire
put out
off
all
those
fireworks because, good Lord, there were a lot of them. Want to get right over to meteorologist Ed Green. And Ed, we got a nice day today, warm, and then it's cooling down tomorrow.
Yeah, we were 83, as you know, on the 4th of July, 81 yesterday, and today will be around 90 degrees, so you think, okay, now it's warming up. No, we're only going to be in the 70s for tomorrow. I'll show you that in just a moment. We're at 70 right now in Denver, out at the airport with mostly sunny skies around here. 60s and 70s right now east. We're looking at 40s and 50s higher up and 60s over there in the west. So mostly clear skies around here, not much going on. And with that, we'll see sunny skies and 90 degrees for our forecast. A little breezy at times, but that's okay. 77 degrees tomorrow. A cold front drops on through, so back into the 70s. Then we're in the low to mid 80s, near 90, 87 on your Wednesday. But Thursday, now we see sunshine, drier conditions, and I think more in the way of heat.
We have new details on a crash that shut down southbound I-25 near Arapahoe Road. You're taking a live look right now of traffic still pretty much stalled right now. Greenwood Village police say the crash involved a car and a motorcycle. Police say the person driving the motorcycle was taken to the hospital. Don't know their condition right now. Police don't know yet when southbound lanes will reopen. They are diverting traffic off the highway onto Arapahoe Road, which is what you see right there going on. Those needing to get back on I-25 should take Yosemite to Dry Creek. A lot going on right there on the road on I-25 this morning. We start also with a dangerous evening on the roads this week. One person is dead and 4 others are hurt after a 5-car crash near Longmont on Friday. It happened on US 287 south of Oxford Road. Mountain View Fire says 1 person died at the scene. 3 of the people who were hospitalized are still in critical condition. Not yet clear exactly what caused that crash.
And a group of people were just walking through a field to watch fireworks in Commerce City when police say someone intentionally hit 2 of the people walking. This happened on East 64th Avenue near Olive Street. It was just before 10 o'clock on Thursday night. Police say the driver of the SUV hit 2 men, running one of them over and then took off. Both men were seriously hurt. Police are calling this a targeted attack. They say the SUV pictured here was later found in Aurora. Detectives are now working to identify the person behind the wheel.
It was a busy 4th of July for fireworks and firefighters. Right now, 2 families are out of their homes after a fire burned both of their houses in southwest Denver on Saturday. Still don't know if it was fireworks related. Now News photojournalist Mark Zaletta has more.
We wanted to have a picnic slash paddleboarding slash just having fun at a lake. And then I heard a big explosion and I saw some smoke.
We responded to a report of a house on fire. And when our crews arrived on scene, what they found was a significant conflagration between 2 homes.
I saw so much flame. It was all over there in the alleyway between the two houses.
With the addition of the automatic aid that we got with South Metro, probably have close to 80 firefighters here. Initiated an aggressive offensive attack and were able to extinguish the fire pretty quickly.
It was definitely disorienting.
You got to be pretty strategic where they place the rigs, and as you can see, our people do an amazing job putting the rigs where they need to have the best advantage to protect our communities. And we're waiting for our arson investigators to get here, and then they'll go through it, and we'll try to make a determination then.
And I'm so glad everybody's okay.
So that was just one of the firefighters responded to several hundred calls on the 4th of July all across the metro area, many of which, of course, related to fireworks. South Metro Fire says their crews went to 45 fires between 6 p.m. and midnight. 1 adult was seriously hurt and a child suffered minor injuries. South Metro Fire says none of the fires sparked by fireworks burned out of control, luckily, but they know that could have ended much differently.
These usually start pretty small with a firework that either lands in here or sparks that land in the grass. And then depending on the wind, depending on the type of vegetation it's in, these fires can move pretty quickly. And especially in South Metro's district, it doesn't take much for a fire to grow and threaten a home.
South Metro wasn't the only department that had a busy night. Denver had more than 100 fire calls. West Metro had close to 30. They believe most of those involve fireworks, of course.
For 2 nights now, Wheat Ridge police were out using drones to try to track down illegal fireworks, but there isn't any evidence at this point that it actually helped. When officers fly drones, they have to follow FAA rules. They can't fly them above 400 feet or further than their line of sight. So that makes tracking down the fireworks particularly hard. Wheat Ridge police say they sent drones out the last 2 nights on the 3rd and the 4th. Collectively, they had gotten 87 calls from people complaining about illegal fireworks. They issued 1 summons each night, and the department is not sure if drones contributed to either of those summons.
So it remains to be seen if we're going to continue using this program for future holidays, but it's a good learning experience, especially for our drone pilots and our people on the ground, to see if it will help in kind of coordinating that enforcement effort.
The department did get its drones in December and then started regularly sending them out in April.
First responders on the water are also warning you to be safe, especially in Golden, where they've already had to do several water rescues to get people out of the water in that rushing river.
Yeah, Clear Creek has only been open for 6 days at this point, and crews have already rescued multiple people, with the most recent one happening just yesterday.
9 News reporter Brianna Clark joining us this morning. And Brianna, you've been looking at this, and luckily that person who got out, who was rescued, is okay.
Yeah, that's what we've been told. It's a 7-year-old boy. He did not have on the proper life vest for the current conditions. Instead, he was wearing floaties, and those came off once he went under. First responders say someone nearby managed to pull the boy out of the water and they got him to safety. Rescue crews say it's a reminder to everyone that Clear Creek is not a lazy river. Restrictions were put in place back in June, stopping tubers and swimmers from going downstream momentarily. But this week, the levels are lower, and despite how it looks now, the current isn't as strong as it was last month. The city lifted the restrictions July 1st, this last Monday. And since then, Sean Jones with Golden Fire says his department has been busy helping rescue several people from the water since reopening.
On Wednesday and today, people had personal flotation devices. The first couple that we rescued on Wednesday had helmets, but once they got in the water, they were getting tumbled and they just couldn't orient themselves and extract themselves.
So since Monday, 4 people have been rescued from the water. 3 of them were adults. We're told one woman who was not wearing a life jacket fell out of her tube and she did not know how to swim. With the hot temps and holiday weekend, Clear Creek is expected to be busy these next few days. If you are heading out there, bring your life vest, please, they ask.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that little boy with those floaties. My son has the same one, and with that kind of water that I'm seeing behind, it would never keep up with something like that. So this is such a critical warning, especially for this long weekend, as lots of folks are out and about and off. So we appreciate it, Brianna. Thank you.
Moving to politics now, President Biden is working to calm fears that he is not capable of serving a second term following his debate performance last week. In a 22-minute unedited interview on ABC last night, the president blamed exhaustion from his busy schedule and a lingering cold for his rough night at the debate.
It was a bad episode, and I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing.
Still, Biden insists that he is mentally fit and the only person who can defeat former President Donald Trump in November, though doubt seems to be swirling throughout the party.
What's your plan to turn the campaign around?
You saw it today. How many people do you draw crowds like I drew today?
The president, speaking with ABC's George Stephanopoulos there, is talking about his Madison, Wisconsin rally on Friday, where he addressed those calls for him to get out of the race.
There's been a lot of speculation. What's Joe going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? What's he going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again.
The president so far defiant. In the interview with ABC, the president refused to commit to a neurological or cognitive test as a way to reassure people that he is mentally fit to have another 4 years in the White House. There are growing calls in the Democratic Party and around the country for the president to step aside and let someone else run at the top of the Democratic ticket.
Meantime, attorneys for former President Trump are seeking to use the Supreme Court's presidential immunity decision to help him in his classified documents case. Trump's lawyer asked U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon in a court filing Friday for an updated schedule so that they can argue points related to the high court's decision. They wrote that the decision, quote, guts the office's position that President Trump has no immunity. Friday's filing is likely to further lengthen an already slow road to trial in Cannon's courtroom, who has yet to decide on a number of pretrial matters.